This is the Frank and Friends show. Hi there, I'm Frank Murphy.
I'm Kathryn Frady.
Hello, Kathryn.
Hi, Frank. And I still remember how to sit properly for these interviews.
Yes, you look great.
Thank you. It was mentioned earlier today that I knew how to sit, like on the edge of my chair with
like a
nice posture.
Yes, the more uncomfortable you are on camera, the better it looks.
Fantastic. So I'm going to look great because I'm really uncomfortable. Just kidding.
Well, I try to tell some of my friends come by, when you're traveling and when you're in Baton Rouge, and I'll say to them, I will try to sit up as straight as uncomfortably possible because that translates better. I tell the kids on Scholars Bowl this, the more uncomfortable you are, the straighter you sit, the better you look when flattened out on camera. Because that's the fact of being three-dimensional and being squished into two dimensions. So
it hurts to be squished into two dimensions, actually.
Yes, and I always think of you, and I think of you as a very three-dimensional person, Kathryn. So
I try to be, only on stage.
Well, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're doing a Knoxville drive-by.
Thank you. Me too. It's going to be a fast one.
And that somehow you chose to include us in your schedule. We do want you to help us get to 1,000 YouTube subscribers by Christmas. That's the goal that Jeff Detrow set for us.
Fantastic. And you do that by going to our website.
Well, YouTube subscribers
first. Yeah. YouTube.com/
Frank and Friends Show.
Yeah.
And just smash that button for notifications. And we figured at this point you're probably already subscribed, so trick somebody else into doing it.
Tell your friends.
Yes. And then the merch you're referencing is on the website.
frankandfriendshow.com/store.
Where someone has learned how to add the videos.
Fantastic.
In a timely fashion, meaning me.
That's
so
good.
Yay me.
I trained you well.
Yes. So this is our podcast version. We've also got the Seymour Smokies episodes, and coming up this weekend, I'll be dropping the Tennessee Valley Fair episode.
That's exciting.
And we're filming. You and I are going to film a Seymour Smokies episode at Historic Cherokee Caverns, and there'll be details on that coming up in the middle of this episode.
So stay tuned.
But I want to mention, Kathryn, you got mentioned on another podcast.
Another podcast?
Yes.
But not the same one that I was mentioned on the last time.
What was that one?
The last one was the voice of me singing.
Oh, that's right.
Ready, Set, Go.
Bean, my friend Bean, on A Cup of Tea and a Chat with Allie and Bean, used your voice to start an episode.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Because you're saying, okay, 1, 2, 3, ready, let's go at Moonshine Mountain Coaster.
That's right.
And it sounded fantastic. In fact, after he did that, I went back and made a YouTube short. I guess it's maybe a reel or a short.
Yeah.
I'm trying to teach myself how to do it. It's very difficult.
Oh.
Because we shoot in widescreen, so you can watch this on, on your phone or on your big screen TV, and then you got to squish it down into stupid whatever that. I can't even find my phone. Instead of making it look nice like this, you got to make it look squishy like that.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's what everybody wants.
That's the thing. Did you make one?
Of you singing it, yeah.
Did I share it?
I don't know. I doubt
remember.
it. Then you didn't. Well, share it again. It's still valid.
Okay.
Because I also made one of when Nate Evans was here, and we were trying to spell Gladys Knight on the board, and we're missing the K. And I said, without the K, she's just Gladys of the Evening. So that's funny.
A good one. Yeah.
And then when Jeff Detrow was here, he was talking about how I have an ego problem.
I can't imagine.
Ego is Spanish for fig.
Oh.
He's so clever.
Nice, that was good.
Yeah, and then also we talked about...
That's the only ego problem also, so yeah, just the fig.
Also about his transitory time, which is self-explanatory in that short. If you haven't, that's our number one short, I think, at this point.
That's awesome.
So you have to find that. Well, anyway, you were mentioned on another podcast.
Where?
Now this one is called Quitters Never Give Up.
Quitters Never Give Up. I like it already.
Can you sing that? Think about it for a second, because in the course of this, this is the great show that is involved with all things related to Kevin and Bean. Now, Kevin and Bean, 30 years on KROQ, and a lot of the members of the show, Bean, Kevin, Ralph, the Jankytown guys, have gone on to create their own podcast now that the show is over.
Right.
Well, thanks to Bean, the folks at Quitters Never Give Up heard about Frank and Friends and started watching/listening to it. And when they do the podcast roundup, they play a clip from Allie and Bean, they play a clip from Kevin and Sluggo, or Kevin's great news, he's got two, or the Jankytown guys. They go around and do the roundup. Nice. And lately, Christopher, who does this, has been including the Frank and Friends show in the podcast roundup.
That's so cool. Well, didn't you do like a 2-hour, 3-hour, or 10-hour long interview with them?
Yes, I think I only did 2 hours with them. And now they're jealous because I did 5 hours with Jody Collins on Ramblin' Man.
You know, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
we should do an all-nighter, like a lock-in with Frank Murphy.
But I told the quitters, I emailed them to thank them for including us in the podcast roundup. And I told them that I'd be more than happy to come on again if they have something they want to talk about. You know, I was talking with them just about the Kevin and Bean show and my connections, whereas with Ramblin' Man, I mean, he's got me going. He was having me tell stories that I'd forgot about from when I was in high school and college, and my wife is listening to it, calling the kids saying, you need to listen to this podcast. Dad is saying stuff on here that he's never told us.
That's amazing.
So,
it was called Ramblin' Man. So.
Yeah. Well, he challenged me.
Yeah.
Well, on the Quitters Never Give Up show, they had recently a clip of Jeff Detrow, who I just referenced. He's a Hall of Fame DJ, formerly of the Jeff and Jer show in San Diego. And he's been on twice.
Nice.
So the first time he was on, he was reading 1-star reviews of hotels, because we're talking about my experience going to a cheesy hotel in Northern Virginia.
Okay.
And he's doing it in his deep, deep radio voice. And it's such a contrast of this beautiful announcer voice talking about this horrible, dirty motel.
Right.
So they played a clip of that. Well, in the next episode, Christopher just says, as a matter of fact, well, Kathryn Frady was back for this episode, and she had an interesting story. Apparently some guy wrote her an angry email.
That's fantastic. Yes, let's keep telling this story.
So the whole clip, and I'm thrilled, by the way, because they make a joke about how I'm supposed to be so interesting, but the whole clip is you telling the story of the angry old man who wrote you an angry email, didn't send it, and showed up at the Opera House.
It's a pretty good story.
To tell you that he wrote you an angry email and didn't send it.
It's pretty great.
So that now is doubly famous. It's on Quitters.
I love it.
Never Give Up. So now say that nice and clean, because they'll love it.
Thank you, Quitters Never Give Up.
Yes.
Quitters Never Give Up.
One more time.
Quitters Never Give Up.
Boom. That's nice. Well, I'm so thrilled that you're here. I've got so many things to tell you. I've been back to Northern Virginia again. I've been to Michigan. I've been, here. I've been to the fair. I've done things. About you.
How long have I been gone?
A long time.
It doesn't seem like long enough for you to do all that.
Well, my wife and I travel fast.
Okay, that's good.
When we go to Northern Virginia, we went on Labor Day weekend. We zoomed in, got there for little Gracie's baptism. She was baptized on the Sunday of Labor Day weekend.
Nice.
We had a day of, we were supposed to do stuff on Labor Day, but we just couldn't. We were just like,
exhausted, yeah.
And then Tuesday, it was 500 miles to Michigan.
Wow.
And then Wednesday, Frank Jr. gets his PhD. And then Thursday, it's like, Actually, we went to a cider mill. I'm going to tell you that next episode. I'm saving that. And then Friday, it's back home. So Jerry can go to the Knoxville Choral Society retreat and get ready for their big season coming up.
Nice. That's exciting.
Yeah, if you're in town for any of those shows, you need to come. They're doing a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I'll have to come check it out.
Kind of last minute, somebody decided to restage the Chronicles of Blue and Gray, which is the piece about the Civil War that John Purifoy wrote.
Oh, that would be
And that they all sang at Carnegie Hall.
Nice.
Like 5 years ago.
That'll be really interesting. Yeah.
Anyway, so you've been whooping it up with recipes, and you did a bit in Baton Rouge.
I did.
Because I still stalk you on social media. I hope you noticed.
Please, I mean, I would hope so, yeah. Why else would I be on social media if not for people to stalk me? Clearly, that's the reason. In fact, actually, one of my new employees over at Opéra Louisiane, she was telling me that she was nervous, as anyone would be when they're about to get like a new boss in town or whatever.
Especially you.
I know, right? Yeah. Terrifying. So she was told, the board didn't tell her who they were thinking of. The former general director said, I think this is who they're thinking of. And so she admitted to me.
Was it you?
Yes.
Okay.
And she admitted to me just earlier this week that she had gone on a nice long stalking expedition online to find out all about me before I arrived.
Yes, do a deep dive on the Google. What did she find?
She found that she thought I was fabulous. Of
course.
I mean, come on.
Well, did she find our show?
I don't know if she did find it. She didn't dig that deep, see?
Right, because that's what I'm thinking.
That's where, you draw the line.
That's where you draw the fabulous line.
Yeah.
The fabulous line ends at my door.
What can you say? So we did this fabulous event. It was sold out. It was called Bon Appetit.
See, that reminds me of a magazine that my parents used to subscribe to. And my dad used to go to Bazaar Français, which is a restaurant supply store in New York, and he would buy all these fancy kitchen implements. And of course, it reminds me of how Julia Child would finish her show on PBS in the old days. You know, Bon Appetit!
Bon Appetit. Yeah, well, funny you should say that. This is an opera that is actually a Julia Child episode.
So, wait, it's not like the movie Julie and Julia?
Julia and Juliet? No, this is actually like taken, the libretto and everything was taken directly from one of her 20-minute baking episodes.
Get out of here.
And this is
Have you
where
ever
she's-
staged this in Knoxville?
We did it in 2013, the first year.
That's before I
I know,
knew.
so we have to bring it back.
Please.
You know, it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years.
It's time.
So it's time to rejuvenate it. But it is a really fabulous 25-minute, opera. And Julia Child is baking a chocolate cake. And that in and of itself is a lot of fun with all of the, the props that you need to make this happen. But, that's not quite enough for me. I need to stage it with something else.
Do you get cake at the end?
Yes. So we paired this opera with a performance of Bernstein's The Four Recipes, which is a song cycle that's not normally staged.
Now, he's known for the Bears.
The Bernstein Bears. Mm-hmm.
Same,
the exact same composer. No, Leonard Bernstein.
Wait, Leonard Bernstein.
Yes, Bernstein.
Okay.
Or Bernstein. Like the Bernstein
I don't
Bears.
know. I mean, that's how I used to know the difference. We would talk about. I thought like West Side Story Candide guy was Leonard Bernstein, or we should call him
probably.
Bernstein. Leonard Bernstein is how we said it in New York, and then but Berenstain was the Bears.
Well, it's just a regional thing. I call them both Bernstein.
Okay. So the Bears are. What are they doing? They're
Not the
making a song
Bears.
cycle.
So there's a song cycle.
Lenny.
And it's 4 recipes. It's only 4 minutes long. And we staged it with a soprano trying to create these, great recipes and failing miserably.
A la Julia Child.
Yeah, so she can't make these recipes. So she turns on the television. And here comes,
Genius.
hello, I'm Julia Child.
So this would explain the photo that you posted, where it was 2 people
Yes.
at 2 parts of the room, each
Yes.
with a
Their own table.
and one was a mess,
Correct.
and the other was fine.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah. Julia Child obviously is baking her cake and it's all beautiful and she's drinking her wine. Well, she doesn't and it's no big deal.
oh, have a nice Riesling. Ooh.
And the other girl is, throwing flour and eggs and chocolate and drinking right out of the bottle. And it's great.
I would like to see that
it's pretty fun.
as the same, just the same bit.
Yeah, it's really fun.
That sounds great.
But one of the cool things was Claire Shackleton, who played Julia Child for us.
Yeah.
She actually knows how to bake in real life. Like she has a baking.
Don't most people?
Well, no, but she has a business.
Oh.
No, I don't know how to bake. I mean, most people might, but I don't. Okay. I would be that girl with the chocolate all over. That's why it's relatable to me.
Here I'm
you
relating.
try to put yourself, on the stage.
I'm relating not to her. I'm relating to Julia Child.
Well, what's your Julia Child story?
Well, I met her once.
Okay.
And I was excited because, it's in terms of baking, I told you, my father would shop at Bazaar Français. There was this famous story about the Bacardi Rum Cake that my little sister had to make when she was around 9.
Okay.
Because my mother was not home. My dad calls from New York
9.
and says, hey, we had an emergency here at the photo shoot. We need 2 new Bacardi Rum Cakes ASAP. And Mom's not home. So my little sister, I go to the liquor cabinet and I get all the stuff out. I think Grandpa was technically there watching us, but Kathryn, my sister, was 9 at the time, which is certainly old enough to bake a rum cake in our family. So she makes this Bacardi rum cake, and a courier picks it up and takes it down to New York City, and it's used in the photo shoot for McCall's magazine.
That's incredible.
And then Bacardi put it on a full-page ad. It was an ad, not the magazine, but the Bacardi ad in the magazine of the recipe for the rum cake.
Wow.
And it's my sister's rum cake. And they used it for 30, 40 years.
That's amazing.
And they made recipe cards with the cake on it and everything.
Fantastic.
So that's why, we would watch cooking shows. I mean, my gosh.
Okay,
So
yeah.
when I had the opportunity, I kept to meet Julia Child. Now I have it on this, I can put it, I think I have a digital version I can put on the screen. But you see, I got Marie Osmond on the top, and at the bottom one, that's great Julia Child.
That's amazing.
So she was coming, she had a cookbook, and this would have been the late 90s, because she's alive. That's how you can tell.
That's how you can.
And she was when cookbook authors would always go to radio stations. So we were in this run where this cookbook company seemed to be calling me every month. And they said, do you want Emerald? I'm like, yeah, we want Emerald. Do you want Mrs. Fields from the cookies? I'm like, yeah, I want
course.
Mrs. Fields. Julia Child? Of course I want Julia Child. But I wanted to put a weird twist on each of these interviews.
Okay.
So for Emerald, I called the IHOP up the street on La Cienega in West Hollywood.
Nice.
And said, can we bring a guy by and maybe, mess around the kitchen a little bit while we're live on the radio? And they're like, yeah, whatever. So we show up with Emerald, and he's like bamming the egg kitchen, everything.
Sure.
And all that food actually was free. The restaurant's like, yeah,
That's awesome.
Just give away Emerald food.
Yeah.
And then with Mrs. Fields, we actually had a prep chef, a TV prep chef,
nice.
who came with her, came in advance of her, and they measured out all the ingredients into those little bowls.
Right.
And we had it all set. It was radio,
right.
but we set it up as if it was a TV cooking segment.
That's awesome.
And she did it. She made a batch of Mrs. Fields cookies.
Well, that's the funny thing about this piece. Julia Child mentions, like, in your self-cleaning kitchen, which she really means that she has a stage manager.
Down there on the floor under her, sweeping.
The other girl who's making a complete disaster of her station is like, really?
That's great. Well, yeah, there's some, if you Google into Julia Child, and my wife and I went to a museum exhibit somewhere where they had her kitchen.
Nice.
I think it must have been in New England when we were doing our tour of the 50 states. We went to a museum and saw the Julia Child's actual kitchen in a museum. Awesome. But for her, I thought, what would be the most intimidating thing? And I thought for the DJs, for the Mark and Brian.
Okay.
So we took the cookbook and we had them each pick a random number.
Okay.
And they had to make what was ever on that page the night before and bring it in and serve it to Julia Child.
And get a report.
And she would taste, make a report.
Test, yeah.
And then I remember Brian he worked hard at it, and I got so furious at Mark when Mark admitted that he didn't do it. His wife did it. Cheating. Yeah, but it was fun having all those famous people come through.
Absolutely. Was she cool?
Oh, she was delightful. It was like, when I look at the picture, I have to stop and think, no, that's not my grandma.
That's Julia Child.
That's Julia Child, because it just felt, I was a PBS nerd as a kid. I would watch, everything from Pocket Full of Fun to Mr. Rogers to French Chef to, all the things. So,
that's really cool.
My mother always had The Art of French Cooking. It was like the go-to cookbook. A lot of people refer it's Joy of Cooking. My mother's go-to was...
The Joy.
Yeah, so we'd have, coq au vin. What's for dinner?
Fancy.
Coq au vin. Or some other, Frenchy word. That's what she made.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, we'd have to do this opera here just for you. You have to bring it back to Knoxville.
I wish there was a concert coming up that I could hear my friend Kathryn and some other hotties. Lovely sopranos.
I think you just meant and some hotties or some hotties.
With all three.
Yeah. Charlie's Angels. We are performing this weekend.
Yeah, so this you get your tickets fast because it's coming up on Sunday at marblecityopera.com/tickets. And it's called...
Stalactites, Sopranos, and Stilettos.
Now that's a really creative title, and I give you 100% credit for thinking of that wonderful title.
Thank you, and I will take all of the credit except that I think it was really Whitney's idea.
Well, okay.
And I said yes. That's the one.
Well, she does the princess parties, so she knows all about the stilettos and the...
I think it was we were collaborating one day in our meeting, and we were talking about what it was going to be called, and sopranos and stilettos and stalactites.
Actually, I've got to say it more clearly. It's stalactites.
Stalactites.
Because I think I also slipped and said the wrong thing. And stalac with a C, the ones that come from the ceiling. C for ceiling.
Nice.
Stalagmites.
Come from below.
G, ground. Stalag.
That's amazing.
Come up from the ground. Now, have you been to the cave yet?
I've actually never been to the cave.
Because you've got rehearsal. You're going to go in the cave or no?
No, we're not even.
So your first time in the cave will be the day of the concert?
We're singing. Yeah, it'll be great.
Okay. Well, you're very lucky.
I am very lucky
in that
somebody has been there who's in this room.
Oh, yeah. I love the cave. I love the historic Cherokee Caverns.
And suggested it to me.
Yes, it was my idea that we have a concert in the cave. So, yay. That's really the whole reason I'm doing this episode.
He wanted to talk about it.
I want to talk about me. But I like it there. I've done an improv show in there, and I thought that's a great venue. And, of course, we have Dr. Bass in there several times a year to do forensic lectures.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, weather-wise, you're very lucky because there's no rain in the forecast for the week leading up to the show.
Which is good, because I imagine there'll be kind of a muddy trail if it was raining.
Well, what happens is the rain creates new stalactites and stalagmites, so the ceiling will drip. The rain percolates through the ground above and then comes out through the cave ceiling and picks up minerals along the way, and as it drips down, that's how the stalactites are formed.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So on a normal day, you have to maybe wear a hat.
It's amazing.
Or just let it get in your head. But here, pro tip, is look down at the ground where the holes are, where the dots are. That's where the raindrops hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then it's also, 58 degrees.
All the time?
All the time.
That's fabulous.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall.
So people should
you've got
bring
a
a
friend.
little light sweater.
Yeah. Or you know what would be a great thing to bring, Kathryn?
Ooh.
Perhaps.
Probably a Frank and Friends sweatshirt.
Frank and Friends sweatshirt, a hoodie. This is Jerry's, but it's I thought I forgot to plug it at the beginning, so I'll work it in again at the end. But this would be where's the logo? A delightful thing to wear.
Absolutely.
Yes, to keep yourself warm in the 58-degree temperature of Cherokee Caverns. They show movies down there.
Yes.
Lost Boys. They're doing Hocus Pocus. But I want to know more about. So I already know about the stalactites. I'm good with that. I have a fairly strong concept of stiletto.
Do you?
Are you going to wear?
Of course, we're going to wear stilettos.
All three of you?
Yeah, all three of us. I mean, not until we get down into the cave.
Yeah. Because get the ground. Well, last time I was there, it had rained, and it was a little slick going down the hill.
Yeah.
So you don't want to put the stilettos on until you're in your performance space.
Yeah.
Which is still a sandy-ish ground.
Sure. Yeah.
But I know who the Sopranos are, but I want to know what's on the show. I paid $15 for my ticket, Kathryn.
It's a mystery.
No, I want to know. I want to know what I'm going to see.
We're doing a lot of musical theater and opera pieces. We do have a fantastic surprise at the end planned, which I cannot tell you.
You can tell me. It was my idea.
Well, the surprise wasn't your idea, or you would already know. We're turning a couple of pieces into ensembles. So we have Sol Aria, which is from The Marriage of Figaro.
Yeah.
But instead of doing it as a duet, we're doing it as a trio.
Nice. That's good.
And so I don't know. Do you know that piece at all? Okay. So
I've seen Marriage of Figaro on TV.
Yeah. Well, the Countess is talking to Susanna, and they're making a plan to trick the Count.
Okay.
And they're coming up with their plan. And so normally you have the two sopranos and the Countess is kind of dictating and Susanna's taking notes.
Okay.
Well, so to make fun of ourselves, since we all work for Marble City Opera,
yes,
and I'm playing the Countess,
of course,
Kayla and Whitney are splitting Susanna's lines up.
Yes.
And Kayla is going to repeat them and telling them to Whitney, like,
oh, that's
yes,
funny.
Write that down. So she's listening to me and she's like,
and then tells her.
Now write that down. Yeah. So it's also kind of a joke about us.
Good,
yeah,
good.
Fun.
Oh, I like it. And then some show tunes.
Some show tunes. We'll have "You'll Never Walk Alone" and something from Andrew Lloyd Webber's piece after the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, one of the worst musicals in the history of
But this
theater.
song is good.
The music is good. I'm talking about the plot.
The plot is terrible, but this song is really good.
It's called "Love Never Dies."
Love Never Dies, and that's the song she's singing. And
who's doing it?
Whitney.
Uh-huh.
And
is she going to do anything from Cinderella?
I don't think she is.
She should totally do.
She's not bringing her Cinderella friend with her.
Or Little Mermaid, or Snow White.
Yeah, it's all Disney.
She's friends with all the.
That's a different opera company.
Yeah, is that an opera company? The Princess Parties?
No, I was just being silly.
Oh, okay. But that would be an interesting. The Princess Operas. That's pretty fun. Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's Sunday afternoon, 2:00, historic Cherokee Caverns. As of this recording, the tickets are about half gone.
They are, yes.
So there might be one or two at the door, but play it safe. Buy them online at marblecitybopera.com/tickets. And then that's the end of the commercial. Okay.
The end of commercial.
I mean, you could, I think. I mean, if you have more to say, then say it. But I'm now reminded of some other Marble City Opera business that I wanted to bring up.
Okay, well, I was just going to say that
Yes.
we are also doing the Carmen Trio, which takes place in like the caves, so it'll be fun. That'll be kind of our site-specific
What is
ensemble. The Car Trio is when Carmen, Mercedes, and Frasquita sing together in Act 3.
See, I only saw Carmen. I only saw
pay
Carmen.
attention to Carmen?
No, I saw Carmen one time when Knoxville Opera did it.
Okay.
And that's several years ago.
Okay.
I think that's the one where Jerry couldn't come and I had to find a date. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Frasquita and Mercedes are, reading the tarot cards.
Okay.
And they're having a great time and they're competing with each other.
Cave?
Yeah, they're in the caves. That's where Micaela comes and gets Jose because they've been smuggling. They're in the mountains.
Maybe they
the
staged
caves.
it differently for KOs. I don't remember a cave.
It's really,
it's cool though.
It can be the mountains.
I like it.
The mountains.
Fantastic.
Mountainous caves.
Yeah, well, caves and mountains go together.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, good times. Bravo!
What is this Marble City Opera question you have?
Well, that is Sunday the 18th is the concert. And you're staying in town for another, 36 hours?
To go to a board meeting?
Yes, but here's the thing. Now, I have a question about you, Kathryn. I know that my friend Bean is half American, half British, dual citizenship.
Yes.
You're half American, your mother's British. Do you also have dual citizenship?
I do.
Well, I'm so sorry about your queen.
I know.
Your half queen.
Yeah, my half queen.
I'm sorry that your half queen has passed.
You know, it actually hit me.
What?
When she passed away, it actually made me emotional.
Well, it should. I mean,
wasn't surprised. I wasn't ready for that. I don't
Yeah.
think, and it did, but it did. It hit me. I was quite upset.
And the same with Bean. He was talking about that on his podcast. But I also know that King Charles III has declared the funeral day to be a bank holiday.
That's good.
So that means that all the banks are closed. School is canceled. Everything's canceled.
That's good.
On Monday, September 19th.
That's great.
Things are canceled. You're half British.
Yep.
We have a board meeting on Monday, September 19th, but you're half British and everything's
Right.
canceled.
So I will cancel the rest of my day except for that. That hour stands.
Well, can we cancel?
As the Queen would want me to keep on and carry
Well, you know
on.
how we normally sit at the board meeting? Can we cancel my half?
No, I need you there. This is a doozy. I need you.
I haven't. You do?
Yeah.
You're sweet. Yeah. She says that. That's how she gets me. I'm like, oh, I want to be needed. Oh, Kathryn. Oh, Kathryn. She said she needed me at the thing. I can't say no. But I mean,
It's one of my gifts.
I'm trying to get out of it, Kathryn.
No, you can't.
See, I already wrote it down.
Yeah, you did. Therefore, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
September 19th, bank holiday for the Queen's funeral. Therefore, the board meeting should be.
As a good British half citizen, you have to
You're
keep
a
calm
half-Brit.
and carry on.
All right.
That's the motto. She would be disappointed in me if I didn't.
Okay.
Same with my grandmother. When she was dying, I was there with her in England, and I had all these other auditions all over the world. One was I had just come back from Paris.
Yeah.
I'd been performing in London. I had an audition in Berlin, and I had an audition in New York. And she really wanted me to go. She didn't want me to sit there by her bedside.
And watch her die. Oh.
Yeah, but I wish I had. But
In the hindsight.
but I was actually the last person she spoke to. So.
Well.
And she wanted me to keep on.
All right. So I
keep on.
understand. You got to keep on with the Queen.
We might have to have tea at the
Yes.
end.
Okay. We can have tea. A cup of tea and a chat. Like that's what Bean
Right,
sings about all the time.
exactly.
In fact, they even
memorial.
have a little song in there where they go from the gardener to the Queen, and everyone in between have a cup of tea.
It's nice. I
So,
like it.
all right. Now, I also want to know more about where I don't see you anymore because you moved.
Part-time moved. I do have a fabulous apartment.
You've got an apartment in downtown Baton Rouge.
Living downtown life.
Now, we're obviously friends in real life because I've been hearing a little bits and pieces about it. And I want to act like I don't know for the show. But you've got me wanting to come down there with Jerry and experience some of this red stick excitement.
Yeah, you'll have to come visit. The apartment, first of all, is pretty fantastic.
I don't really care about the
I know, but it has a pool on the third floor.
Oh. And
Outside.
how many floors does it
on
have?
the roof, 6. So
There's a so in the middle of the building.
in the middle of the building, on the roof,
Oh, it sticks out.
yes. So it's actually built in like an H shape, and very wisely, there are a garage
Yeah.
parking underneath, and it's 2 levels.
Won't that
So-
flood when there's a hurricane?
Well, that's why you go to the second floor.
The first floor.
Wisely. That was the wise part. Everyone to the second floor.
The first floor. Don't park on the only noobs don't park on the bottom level. Because
Everyone up.
That's just the drain. That's just there's a big drain down there. It's the bottom. It's the bathtub. Okay.
If a hurricane's coming, I'm coming back to Knoxville. I'm not dealing with that.
All right.
But anyway,
So you're in the H-shaped building
in
of
the
Baton
H-shaped
Rouge,
building, and
the pool would be there on the crossbar of the H.
it's on
of.
one side is the pool, and the other side is this lovely garden.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is where you walk the dog.
No, Sasha has become a city dog, though. Okay.
What's the? I mean, I don't have a
difference
dog.
between
and-
city and country dog?
Would you? Wait, are you trying to tell me that your pampered pet is a country dog?
No, she's a city dog now.
But used to be, when in Knoxville, she was
Knoxville.
a country dog? No.
I mean,
no.
yeah.
No, she's a city.
She
When you
was
said she was
very
a city dog, I'm like,
precious.
okay.
She was very precious about where she was going to do her business before we moved to Baton Rouge.
Yes.
Okay, so like if it was going to rain, she's afraid of the rain, which is so it's great that she's in Louisiana where it rains all the time. But she's terrified of the rain, and so we can never get her to go outside. We have these little courtyards in our place here in Knoxville, and she'll never do her business out there. Like even when we were in Florida and gonna be going through the hurricane, she wouldn't go in the garage. Like she's like, no, like I'm precious. I need to have my grass, out in the backyard. Well, now that she's in the city,
there's no grass in the backyard.
Well, she'll just go everywhere. Anywhere. She's just like walking down the street on the middle of the sidewalk, and she has to squat and go, and it's like, what has happened to you? You've changed,
Maybe it's the spicy food.
She's adapting.
Maybe it's too many crawfish or whatever it is you eat down there. What do you eat down there?
I eat Gulf fish. Have you had Gulf fish? Or redfish?
No, I mean, it almost sounded like you said goldfish.
Gulf, G-U-L-F.
Gulf fish.
The Gulf fish.
Gulf
It's
fish.
like a yellowtail, redfish. It's delicious. I've never tasted anything so good.
How is it different from regular fish?
I don't know. They just, well, first of all, they know how to cook really well.
Yes.
There's this great place called Cecilia's, which is in walking distance.
Is that your new favorite restaurant?
My new favorite restaurant.
Cecilia was the patron saint of musicians.
See, it's perfect.
Did you know that?
No.
Okay. Well, you're not Catholic. Why would you know that? It's inside Catholicism right there. So Cecilia's. And they have red fish, blue fish, white fish, one fish, two fish. What do they have?
Yeah, it's a Dr. Seuss themed restaurant.
Fantastic. Well, blue fish is a real thing.
That's true.
Up in New York and Long Island, you get bluefish.
Okay, all right.
And down in apparently in the Gulf, you get redfish.
Redfish.
And if you have one of them, then one fish, two fish, redfish, bluefish.
Yeah,
So it's all good.
Yeah, redfish, it's delicious. They do a pork chop. They have these boudin balls, which I don't know.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Can you say that on the show? Let me Google.
It's got like crawfish.
Let me Google. Are you allowed to say that?
Sweet potato.
Could you spell it?
B-O-U.
B-O-U.
D-I-N, I think.
Balls?
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that.
See? There you go.
Oh.
So they kind of look like...
It says fried Cajun appetizers. So there's Cajuns in them.
Yeah.
Boudin sausage, eggs, all-purpose flour, panko. Or here's one with boneless pork shoulder, chicken livers, bread.
You're like, I don't know about that.
So here's one with Tony Chachier's eggs. How does Tony have eggs?
Okay, well, you might not like that, but do you like cornbread?
Yeah, I think so.
This is kind of the best.
I know.
I
feel like I'm getting a little queasy from talking about.
And Sazeracs.
It's livers.
They have Sazeracs.
I did think of you when I had a Sazerac.
When did you have a Sazerac? Who made this?
When I texted you.
I thought we were pretending we weren't friends in real life. Yeah.
No, I'm saying we are. Here's my relationship with Kathryn. I'm out to dinner with my wife and my son, Dr. Frank Jr., PhD doctor, who is just, we're having a celebratory dinner for his PhD. And we're at some nice restaurant, and my wife, I'm not driving. I'm riding the back seat. I'm like the
passenger,
third wheel. And this, my wife and my son are like, oh, blah, blah, blah. So she says, you can get whatever you want. I'm looking at the menu, and at the time, and I will tell you about this in the next episode because it relates. I thought I had something wrong with my throat, so I decided I would get a shot of
whiskey or something. Yeah.
And I recognized Sazerac from the list because you've said it, and it wasn't as expensive as some of the other, super high premium whiskeys. And I thought, well, I know it's good because Kathryn said so. And and I can gargle with it here in the restaurant because no one's paying any attention to me.
You're not in New Orleans.
So and so while they're carrying on, I'm gargling with Sazerac and texting Kathryn.
That's hilarious. I don't know why I didn't get a picture of it. That's what I'm sad.
No, you wouldn't. I don't think you wanted to see that. So this is a great thing. We got to go visit Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
What's So I guess I need to ask you this off the air, but your schedule then is you've got another production. You're doing the concert at the Cave on Sunday. Then it's back to Baton Rouge.
Back to Baton Rouge for a bit, and then back to Knoxville for Heartbreak Express.
That's October.
With Marble City Opera. That's the Dolly Parton fan opera, which is going to be really fun. And then I go to Santa Fe to sing
Did you get another job? Oh,
yeah, I mean...
Oh, yeah, you're going to be in the Pagliacci.
Pagliacci, where I'm singing Neda.
That's you're just a singer. You're not an administrator. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to direct. You just get to go be a star and come back.
Yeah, that's fun.
Nice. That'll be nice. Nice change of pace for you.
Yeah.
Prima donna, first lady of the stage.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And I like Santa Fe, and I like this company, so that'll be nice.
Good.
And then what's next? I have a workshop of Doctor and the Devils, which is a piece that we were working on here.
We talked about that on the show before. That's the body snatching piece that I'd like to learn more about and see if we can get Dr. Bass involved.
We're going to do some workshops with that.
Nice.
And starting in November, I think we're going to offer it free to the public. So
cool.
You can do a little talkback session with the composer and things like that. So get everyone excited.
That's November.
December, I have Amal and the Night Visitors in Baton Rouge.
Oh, that's a good show.
Yeah, it's nice. And then January, big celebration, 10th anniversary. Yeah, Knoxville, Marble City Opera.
I'm emceeing that.
Yes.
Okay.
And then February, Sing and Swing, which is the Opéra Louisiane fundraising event.
This is why
fun.
This is why all my opera singers are posting, here's my season.
Right.
Online. You did this.
I did,
the other day.
It's obnoxious, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, everyone else is doing it. I thought it was a thing. I didn't think it was obnoxious. I thought that's just what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So then that's February. And then March
is back to Knoxville for Infinite Energy of Ada Lovelace.
Who's the lady who wrote the computer codes back in the 1800s, right?
Yeah.
She's way advanced in algorithms. Okay.
Yes. And then back to Baton Rouge for later in March to do a piece called Approaching Ali, which is about Muhammad Ali and this writer who grew up really admiring him and actually got to interview him and their experience. It's really nice. And then I go to, in April, where do I go? I go to Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh, the Rocket City. You watch the Rocket City Trash Pandas while you're there.
Fantastic.
Remember them?
Yes. I don't know why they're trash pandas, but...
They're raccoons.
I know.
It's the Manor League baseball team.
I know.
They're related to pandas.
Yeah.
They eat trash.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It still confuses me. I'm directing a Fledermaus there.
Oh.
At Upper Huntsville, and then back to Knoxville for Susanna.
And you're singing.
Finale.
Now, I didn't know. I assumed.
I'm singing Susanna.
When you when you start an opera company, you always give yourself one juicy part every season because why else would you? Why not?
I mean,
what's the point?
What's the point?
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, I've never made a full-time salary at Marble City Opera.
Yeah.
So you pay yourself with roles.
I'm not. You don't have to convince me, Kathryn. I'm on your team. I'm on Team Kathryn here. Thinking, of course, if you're not getting one way to get the roles you truly want, it's Dolly Parton herself said this. Do you know the quote?
I don't.
If you don't like the road you're on,
make one.
Pave a new one.
That's right.
Boom.
Ta-da!
All right.
Well, and directors and conductors are artistic directors and general directors of companies, and they conduct and direct all of their shows during the season.
Yeah, that's normal.
It's completely normal.
Yeah. So you'll do Susanna. Have you cast the rest of it yet, or is it too soon?
Working on it. Yeah.
Because that's a fairly well-known piece from the mid 20th century.
Yes.
It's okay.
Carlisle Floyd, set in the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. Well, thank you, Kathryn.
Yeah.
Now, on the next episode that you're here, I guess I can tell my stories.
Yeah. I talked your ear off. Well, that's a good change.
No, it was good. I told you enough stuff anyway, but I failed at getting the board meeting canceled, so I guess I'll be there.
Yeah, better. I'll swing by and pick you up.
When I was thinking, maybe I can entice you back for another day because when I was in Michigan, I bought, you know how we're drinking buddies?
Yeah.
I purchased some hard cider.
Oh, my goodness.
More than I can drink.
Well, I'm here.
All right.
I'm here for you.
So that'll be coming up next time you're here. I think on Tuesday's episode, it'll be Alex Stokes again because I'm playing some tricks with the time-space continuum. So Alex Stokes comes back on Tuesday to talk about his beer podcast, Waking Up in a Brewery and all the other things. And then Madam Frady, you'll be here another week from now to we'll cider it up. All right.
Sounds good.
Please do go to our website, frankandfriendshow.com, and get one of these. I don't know if you can get it in time for the cave on Sunday, but you can get it for the next cave thing, which is in the spring, right?
That's right.
When is you did book 2 there, right?
I think we're going to St. John's for the second one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, next time you're at the cave, I'd like to have more cave shows.
You might also need a sweatshirt in the St. John's.
Anyway, the Frank and Friends show towel. I have the towel folding fairy.
I need one of these.
Did you notice the towel folding fairy comes back after every episode, so we can unfurl if you want. And I'll just hope that between now and next week,
the fairy will come back.
Yeah,
good.
That's important. And then Jody Collins was so impressed to see his logo on a towel.
I bet.
And
he should have a signature on it.
Oh no, I don't. Well, maybe. I guess he should.
He could just sign the back.
Yeah, and then Avi kept talking about how it's all the way down to the bottom. There's no. On this part, you can see how the ink goes all the way through. It's actually a 2-layer towel.
It is.
It's cotton on one side and polyester on the other.
That's perfect. It's really nice.
Polyester's this side, cotton on this side. Anyway, that's lovely. And if you like audio entertainment, and who doesn't, because you can listen to us on any of the audio podcast apps, including Audible. And if you go to our URL, which is audibletrial.com/FrankandFriendsShow, they'll hook you up with a free 30-day premium membership to Audible to experience thousands and thousands of titles, hundreds of hours, hundreds of years worth of audio entertainment, in fact.
You can download and get a free listening item. It's not really an item.
I'm so close, Kathryn.
I know. I tried.
You're a little rusty, but so what happens
Dust it
is
off for next time.
Premium members get 1 MP3 download credit every month.
Yeah.
So for that first free month, you're a premium member, you get 1 MP3 download credit. You're allowed to bank them and save it for when you want to download a 2-credit item or a 3-credit item. Our advice is go ahead and get that, take it for the first month that we're there.
Absolutely.
And enjoy it, keep it forever, whether you keep the Audible membership or not. But they're confident that you will keep it because it's got that great sync technology where whether you're listening in the car or in the house or in your ear pods or whatever you're doing, it'll keep your place. It's just so amazing. Podcasts and audiobooks, and it's like found time.
It really is.
So when you're driving all this distance.
I know. I really need to sign up. I think part of the reason why I can never say what it is actually like a downloaded credit is because I'm still old school and I actually have like hard copies of real books.
God, we get money if you sign up.
I know. I really need to sign up. Learn this new technology. What century are we in?
Well, now that you're, how many miles is it to Baton Rouge?
A lot. It's 9 hours.
Oh, so that's got to be like 500 miles, right?
I don't know.
Or more? Probably more.
Probably.
Yeah, so that's a lot. You can listen to a lot of books or podcasts or things, not just books, but probably all sorts of things. All right, fantastic. Well, we appreciate your watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, and helping us get to 1,000 YouTube subscribers before Christmas.
Smash that button
for notifications so you don't miss any of our episodes, including with the lovely Miss Frady. I'm also going to twist your arm, and we're going to make a Seymour Smokies episode at the cave.
Nice.
While you're in town.
That'd be fun.
You got time for that?
I do, yeah.
All right.
I do think that we should make sure that the twisting of the arm is on camera. Okay.
I don't think I had to twist your arm to say yes, is what I really was. I don't think. You're going to be there anyway.
I know.
It's all right.
Yeah.
All I have to do is slap a microphone on you.
Right. Yeah, it's fine. It's good. It'll be great. But I want to twist the arm on the camera.
All right. It is the Frank and Friends Show. I'm Frank Murphy.
I'm Kathryn Frady.
And we'll talk to you again next time.